and welcome to Talk Uncensored. I am one of your hosts, April Hogan.
And I'm Acacia Estee, and over there is our lovely DJ.
Hi guys, welcome to Talk Uncensored. Thank you Acacia and April for having me. I am so excited to see what y'all got to talk about. And my question for today is, how do you guys keep up with your that girl standard? Like, what do y'all do each day to keep you being that girl every day?
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to say, it's going to depend on what you consider that girl, because I consider me that girl, but not that girl that has to have her makeup done every day and has
But
to
your
have,
makeup looks good.
It does today because we're on the show. You gotta have it done for the show.
Yeah.
So my morning routine, right, DJ Ari, my morning routine generally involves me getting up in the morning around 4 to 5. It's a military veteran thing. So from there, I'm either getting up to work out or I am working. So generally, Acacia gets most of my messages like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yes.
It's kind of like
no
me,
later than 6.
Right. It's like me doing anything I gotta go ahead and do right now, so that way later, all of that like tedious stuff is out the way. So not to mention, she actually texts me late, so I'm usually answering the messages that she texts.
Yes, I text at 11, 12 at night. But that's when I do my thinking.
Right.
Though, so
We're opposite.
that's when, I usually get up around, about 7:30. My routine is the motivational speaking thing. I also send it out to
Everybody.
Yeah, I do. Everybody got to listen to what I'm listening to. And it helps me to be at peace and start my day off. And then we dive in, we get in deep, no matter what it is. So we're like that girl who makes it happen by any means necessary.
Right.
We do be needing help, but if you're not gonna help,
We gotta be.
We are everything.
Right.
So when you're that girl, you do have to be everything and educated in a lot of things, and willing to learn to keep going in that field, in that aspect, as that girl.
Right. And sometimes that girl, like I think sometimes when people say that girl, they think, oh, her hair is always on fleek, her nails are always done, her makeup's always, she got long lashes, that's not the type of that girl we consider ourselves. We consider ourselves, we're getting up every day and we're
working.
Right. We're doing whatever it takes.
Yes.
That's that type of girl we are.
So when you see me, not today, on another day, and I got my leggings on and my t-shirt and my Crocs.
And her scarf.
And my scarf. I don't have time to do all that other stuff because I got other things on mine.
Right. We save this look when
it's
got
time.
something. Right. When there's something that now it's time to show off what we've been working on.
But I also feel that as being that girl, people know. When it's time to show up, we show up.
Absolutely.
So we get a pass.
We do. We get a
I love my hobo look, like.
But even our hobo looks good. I mean, in my opinion.
I hear that all the time, but I feel like I don't like to match either. I don't like to look for clothes. I don't like to do none of that. I just like to throw something on and keep it going.
Do you ever notice that sometimes, and I know this is probably too long until the question of the day, but that sometimes you get more people approach you when you are in hobo mode than when you are dressed to impress?
Yes. We're approachable.
And that's the only way I can take it, because sometimes I be bad, and I'm like, well, so
but then when they see us, they be like, dang, I know you can do it like that.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
Don't underestimate that girl.
Absolutely, don't. But following all of the when we do look bad up here,
this is what counts.
This is what counts. And I want to say that because of our young viewers, we want you to understand that it is not the appearance overall. Because you're going to be beautiful to some people are going to think you're not. Of course, it's your confidence level, but at the end of the day, what matters is what's up here.
That's true. Your brain.
You got that over there?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So we're excited that you tuned in to Talk Uncensored. This is the first episode.
Number 1.
Yes, and I'm so excited. We've been preparing for this. And with that being said, it's almost like we always have this long list of stuff to do. So
We do.
as we prepared for it, it almost seemed like the day came. Like if it wasn't for you continuing to remind me, I wasn't ready.
Well, you reminded me first, but then like when a lot of the things that I had to do started to clear up, I could think better. Remember, I was like, I can think better, so I can remind you. And it was like, bam, bam. I was like, okay, like we got 3 days.
Yeah, and I was here thinking like when you said the date, I'm like, are we gonna be able to do it by then?
But we did it.
We did. And it does help having your accountability partner who, you know, because for me, I'll be honest, I generally think there's nothing I can't do. But even in that, I may have my time that's like, okay, I can do it, but I may need to push. I may need to push back. It was lovely having someone who thinks the same way that I do. So when I was ready to be like, okay, I'm going to push, she's like, we got a few days. We can do it. All right. Yeah. so and that makes it lovely.
I think when you're not feeling a certain way, I got you. Then when I'm not feeling a certain way, you got me. So it's like, boom, get up, let's go. We got stuff to do.
Let's go. And then it is lovely because, and this is, I'm very transparent. So when we talk about Talk Uncensored, we talk about everything, but we also talk about real uncensored things. So I am one, and it's funny that we have connected because I'm one that I will cry. I'm a crier, and to what other people think is not a reason to cry. For me, like for instance, like because I have a hard shell, but I will cry because I'm not where I feel like I need to be. Like now I have a whole sob session because I'm. But then sometimes I gotta,
like that.
And then sometimes you gotta remind yourself like, but you were a year ago not even in this place. So you have to be able to recognize the growth and recognize.
That's true.
Right.
But sometimes we can't see it. Because it's like, we gotta get right here. And we may have only gotten right here from right here. But it's like, how do I get up here?
Right.
I want to be here now.
Right now.
Because I've done so much already. And it still feels like it's not enough, so I understand that.
Right. So, generally at this time, we go ahead and shout out someone that, whether it's a sponsor, another company that we work with, or just someone that we see doing big things. And this person that we're going to actually shout out today is a dear, dear, dear friend. There's not very many people I look up to. Generally, not that there's not enough people that I can look up to, but I'm an introvert, so I don't really connect with a lot of people. But yeah, so this person I not only love working with, but I look up to him because there's something that I actually learned from him. So Demetrius Malone with Demi TV. We are so excited because they're getting closer and closer and closer to the launch of the Demi TV network. So Demi TV is in no comparison to any network, but if you want to know what it is, you think of like a Netflix, a Hulu, that type of TV program. But when I say it's in no comparison, it's in its own class. It focuses on a lot of independent films, gives some of us who are still kind of trying to make it the opportunity to have a platform. Absolutely. And on top of it, he has, and I can't talk too much about it because we're not allowed to give a full concept of it, but he has released some information. He has a show coming out that's going to be the big show during the launch, which is called Black Shiro. And I'm excited because it highlights a black full-figured woman as the superhero.
I think that's amazing because we don't have that, and I've never seen that growing up. I think growing up we've only seen Caucasian superheroes, and then just now recently, within the last 5 years, we've seen black heroes being able to save the world or whatever. And I think with Demetrius putting a black full-figured woman as a hero is about to open up a whole nother avenue as far as superheroes.
Absolutely. So it's going to give another audience, just like when we hit Black Panther, it was like, okay, that's our superhero.
Yeah, I had to be in there. Like I was like, I don't care how much the tickets cost. I'm going.
Right.
Don't disturb me. Surround sound me, please.
Right. So now this is another avenue, not only for women, but for full figure. But I don't want to just say full figure. I want to say all women.
Yeah.
All black women. So it's just like you almost hit so many different target audiences in this. So it's an empowering thing for us as women and as Black women. Yes. So I'm excited about that. So you guys be looking out for that. Absolutely. So you guys can actually get a sneak peek of what the network is going to be about by going to www.demitv.com. So now we're going to go into our first topic.
Just kidding.
So we generally try to bring you 2 topics per episode. And we try to kind of mix it up in the sense of we don't talk about one specific type. Like Talk Uncensored is not all based on women's rights or politics or.
We want to talk about everything.
Everything. Right. So today our first topic is going to be dun dun dun.
Drum roll, please. All right, you got us next time on that right there. You got us.
So our first topic, we're going to kind of talk about jealousy versus territorial versus controlling. So, and so when I say we are raw, there may be some things that you guys may or may not agree with one or the other of us, but we're going to say our true opinion. And please feel free to comment, to reach out, to give us your opinions.
Right. Even give us some topics
Absolutely.
that you want us to talk about. They might want to know our opinions too.
Absolutely. So let me ask. So we got jealousy, territorial, and controlling. Out of these 3 in a relationship, which are not acceptable? Before we even get to defining what
controlling is out the door. That's out the door for me. It's a no. I don't like it. It triggers me. And now we got 2. Now you done hit a spot where you don't even know me no more.
Right.
And I said no more.
No more.
No more. You don't know me no more. We 2 people off the streets.
Yeah.
So that's a big no-go for me.
So that's not even just a little bit of controlling.
Well, maybe in the bedroom.
Yeah, to take it there.
My bad. Maybe in the bedroom, but outside of that, because I think there's a difference between controlling and leading.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Don't get it twisted, because somebody gonna say, well, you don't want to be submissive, blah, blah. No, it's a difference between controlling and leading. Territorial, it just depends on territorial. And then jealousy, I think everybody has some type of hint of jealousy when it comes to certain things, especially when something just belongs to you.
So I'm gonna say controlling is a no, except for what you said.
Dun dun dun.
But territorial I'm okay with, and I guess it's just based on your definition of territorial.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say I'm not jealous. I'm territorial. I say that all the time. I'm territorial. What's mine is mine. Almost kind of feels like an oxymoron though, because if we say controlling and you say it's mine, it's almost like, but we
made an agreement that you're mine.
Right.
That's different.
Commitment. Right. You belong to me in the sense of, not you as the being. Right. Right. And then jealousy, I have to say, and this is probably a new view of mine, that a level of jealousy is healthy in a relationship. Not in a friendship. In a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, intimate type of relationship. And then I'll explain why in a second.
She got to explain it to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what she's talking about.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go on a break. So when we come back, we are going to tell you what our opinions and our definitions on jealousy versus controlling versus territorial. So if Ari can go ahead and take us out with a beat, we will see you after these messages.
Tune in to Talk Uncensored every other Wednesday, 12 Central. I'm your host, Acacia Este.
I'm April Hogan.
And I'm DJ Ari.
And you can tune in on Instagram. You can tune in on Facebook. You can tune in on YouTube. And soon we will be on Roku TV.
Talk to you soon. Okay, y'all. I
name.
Yeah, I love reggae.
Absolutely.
And welcome back. Of course, I'm Acacia Estee.
And I'm April Hogan.
And we are jumping right back into defining the topics that we are on, which will be jealousy, controlling, what's the other one? Territorial.
Mm-hmm.
I need to hear her definition of jealousy right now.
So I'm going to do the easiest one first. Controlling in the sense of an intimate relationship or even a friendship, because there are some friends that are controlling.
Yes.
Is wanting you to make moves based on what is and is not okay for them, right? So it's kind of like, I want you to move the way I want you to move instead of allowing
their time.
Right, allowing you to be your individual person. Because if you love me because of who I am, you should be okay with me being who I am.
Right.
Doesn't mean that we aren't going to have some situations where we grow together and some things change, because we're forever changing. You know, you have those relationships and say, you want to change me. No, I don't want you to change, but I do want us to grow together. Like, your mom did not have you with the mindset of, okay, when I raise her, I'm going to raise her to be this type of person for this person. So it's going to require change. But even without a relationship, we know as we age, we change. So to me, controlling is just basically, you do what I want you to do. When I say you do it, you are going to be the person that I want you to be, instead of me loving. Right, instead of your puppet. It's a really good, so that's what I consider control. Right, right. Territorial, I'm going to do that one because that one's going to be pretty easy. Territorial is me saying, you know, you move how you want to move, right? With respect. You move how you want to move, but let somebody, definitely boundaries. That's why I say with respect. But let somebody do something to disrespect you, let somebody do something to disrespect their relationship, then that's when you're going to see another side of me. And not necessarily you, it may be the other person. So territorial is basically saying, yes, you're mine. I'm okay with this, with you being your own individual person. But just like a lion, you know, it's my territory.
Right.
So I'm going to be some kind of way about mine.
That's right.
Now,
I agree with that.
Yes. So then jealousy, and this is why I say I feel like there's a healthy level of jealousy. So I'm going to say, when you're dealing with your friends, right? So me and you. Mm-hmm. Generally, jealousy means, and in general, if they're jealous, they're not a friend. I want to say that. If you're jealous, you're not a friend. But if you're my friend and I feel some kind of way because I want what you have, that's me being jealous of your possessions, right?
Yeah.
Jealousy in a relationship is a little hard. In my opinion, it's a little different, because I don't want what somebody else has because you're already mine. So all I want now is what's mine to myself, right? So, so there's a level that's healthy to that, because any intimate relationship, I'm going to have a piece of me that wants certain things to only be accessible to me.
Yeah.
Whether that's intimacy, whether that's like my husband will always do that. Well, don't call me love, you call everybody love. Okay. So he wants whatever I call him to be what I
Just
call
for
him. Right, that's just mine. Certain times of the day is his time. You know, even if that's after a certain time in the evening, your phone goes off, this is just us.
Exactly.
Certain places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get jealous too, because what you doing?
Right.
Put the phone down.
Right. So I feel like a level of jealousy is okay. It's just there's a healthy level of jealousy, and then there's an unhealthy level of jealousy.
Almost envious.
Yes, because you've also got to realize that just like if I want you all to myself, there's certain times that's okay, but I still have to work. I still have to make things happen.
Right.
So 24/7 can't be
There's still the individuality that you're talking about.
Right. Which turns it into controlling. There's a fine line.
Mm-hmm.
There's a thin line
between love and hate.
Okay, so your definitions.
Territorial is, I was going to use land. You use the lions. It's just the same as land. Like, it's my land. Don't touch it.
Mm-hmm.
I can take care of it. It's my job to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm making it happen. I don't need nobody coming in. I didn't ask for you to come in.
Right.
That's that.
Right.
If I don't ask you, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
not
got
controlling,
a gate.
is it?
No, it's
Okay.
not. I got a gate. Like,
So, controlling is absolutely not. because there's different ways people can control you, and some people start with your mind.
Mm-hmm.
They will shut your mind all the way down, and it's just a no-go. Like, I don't even have a definition for that. Y'all know what control
But
means.
you did good with the puppet. It is. It's
like
controlling.
I'm not doing everything that you say do when you want to do it, how you want it done.
Right.
There's no respect. There's no boundaries. There's no compromising.
Mm-hmm.
None of that. No. So then, jealousy. I think I do get jealous with certain stuff, but it's just like it has to be like in a moment when I realize I'm like, am I being jealous or am I overreacting?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I can't give an example because I can't think of one, because then I'll be like, it's just a feeling like, and then I have to check myself to make sure I'm not overreacting first, and then it's just like, okay, if I'm overreacting, I check myself. If I'm not, then I'm checking you.
Y'all heard it. Right here on Talk Uncensored. Right here. So what we would like to do before we go.
That's friends, family, and relationships.
Oh, absolutely. And because a relationship
Because I don't want people to just think I'm talking about a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
no,
That's
I'm covering
all across the board.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
all
Absolutely.
ships.
Right.
Cruise ship.
So we're getting ready to go to another break, and when we get back, we're gonna move into our next topic. But what you can do for us is actually comment and give us some feedback.
I want to know their definitions.
Yeah, what are your definitions? Or what do you think about ours too? I
Yeah.
mean, y'all might think we're full of shit.
I would say you better agree. No, I'm just kidding. That's controlling. Just kidding.
Right. So we will be back right after these messages, and we're gonna send it to you, Miss Artie.
How prepared are you to cover unexpected expenses in a hardship? 60% of Americans have less than $1,000 to spend on out-of-pocket expenses. When an unexpected hardship arises, normal everyday expenses can become hard to manage. During these times, you can count on Hardship Safeguard. Hardship Safeguard provides cash benefits to pay expenses in an unexpected hardship, business decline, or loss of wages. See how we can help protect your family and business.
She be on them beats, y'all. Like, I was supposed to welcome us back first, but I just wanted to give a shout out because she be on them beats.
DJ Ari on the beat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh!
There we go. So, welcome back to Talk Uncensored. I am one of your hosts, April Hogan.
And I am Acacia Estee.
And we are actually so excited to be having these conversations with you. We like to talk. If you haven't noticed already.
But these are conversations that mean you have anyway.
Right, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
Why not share it with the world?
So we're going to introduce you to a big part of our lives. Because our next topic is about alpha females. And we, fortunately and unfortunately,
we are that.
hold that role. Right? What is your sign?
My sign, like zodiac sign, Scorpio.
And I'm a Leo. So I don't know a whole lot about Scorpio. So tell me, like, what are your strengths, weaknesses, etc.?
Scorpios, they're very hardworking, but we're reserved. We're very observant. We're reserved, and we rather show than to do a lot of talking.
Okay.
I think they can like sum it up. We're goofy
Mhm.
too, though.
Well, you know,
but you have to get to know us.
That's probably one of the things I value is the fact that you are, I'm going to show you rather than tell you. Because we got a lot of tell you and expect you to believe it type of people. So Leos are, and I hate to say this because we just talked about it, controlling the situation. So
Yeah.
we're more of a go get it. We're extremely bossy. I don't consider myself a boss though. I consider myself
I've
a
been
leader.
told I'm bossy.
So I consider myself more of a leader. People will say that I'm bossy, but I just like things a certain way.
I'm just assertive.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
like
not
things.
bossy. I'm assertive because one, we're women.
Mhm.
Let me explain this. We're women, and a lot of people feel like because we're women, they can get over on us. So we have to set a firm like foundation first. And I need people to understand that it's a firm foundation. We're not being B words.
No, absolutely. You generally have to bark a lot louder, and I learned this at an early age.
Me too.
Where it almost feels like where a male may be able to just say it, and when he says it, people kind of just But a woman, it's almost like they expect you to prove it, or you got to get loud, and not necessarily that whole stereotype of loud, because I don't do that stereotype of loud.
Showmanship loud.
Right, showmanship. Yeah, absolutely. Good way to put it. So a Leo is basically we want it, we're gonna get it. And at least my version of a Leo.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know about y'all.
Leo.
July Leo. I'm joking. My daughter is a July Leo. And I love her. And she's very go get it too, honestly.
Yeah.
Very go get it. Like, she almost kind of surprises me to the level of her go get it.
I know a lot of Scorpios, and we're the same way. More observant. Like, they'll be like, oh, hey, I heard you say you needed this. I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, now that's my kind of
Right.
person right there. Like,
Right.
you know, so I think that's me. So I think, like, my action demands the respect.
Mm-hmm. But then I also want to point this out. Being an alpha doesn't necessarily mean being rude and disrespectful. I think sometimes people think alpha and they think
That's what they think.
right. Alpha means
People who aren't.
right.
Right. Want to be.
Right. Alpha really means that you're able to take charge.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes. You can take charge, you can make things happen.
Of situations.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can lead. Like, you can you can look at a situation and make a decision. In the other retrospect, an Omega is more of I'm going to wait for the decision to be made.
Yeah.
And I kind of use that as, because I always say in business, and y'all will learn, I am a talk about business person, but I'm a business coach, so that's the reason why. But there are two different personalities in business. There's the 9-to-5 mindset, and then there's the entrepreneurial mindset. I think alphas thrive in the entrepreneurial mindset because we're able to say, hey, I see this, there's a problem. Whether I know how to fix it or not, I'm going to figure it out.
Exactly.
A 9-to-5 is going to say, there's a problem. Someone tell me how to figure
What I
it out.
need to do.
Right. So I feel like that's what sets an alpha apart.
Yeah. And we're not going to wait.
No.
Because if you're making me wait, now I'm getting irritated.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to figure it
And
out.
so now I just have to go ahead and get it done. Especially if I asked you or you offer.
Mm-hmm. And that's what kind of makes it worse. Right?
Don't offer.
Right.
And now I got to show you that I am who I am.
Right.
And this is why.
Right. It's not going to, like, nothing's going to be able to stop us. And I want to say this for alpha females. Just because you are alpha female doesn't mean you don't get tired. Doesn't mean that you don't get to a point where you're like, I'm worn out. What sets you apart is that even when you get worn out, you're going to take a rest,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to go back.
And that goes to, we know how to control the situation.
Right.
Even when we feel like, oh crap, we've waited too late, like I'm like super exhausted, we still go back in and realize who we are. It might take a second. We realize who we are. We analyze it, and then we take control back over what it is that we are doing. No matter what it is, whether it's family, your children, friendships, all.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They might just think we're talking about business.
Yeah, and it's not just business. We're talking about all aspects of your life. Because the alpha is never just the alpha in one situation.
One thing.
Right. That's like the
Very
hardest.
broad.
That's the hardest thing to do is switch in and out of roles. If you're alpha, you're alpha. So
Yeah.
we're getting ready to go on break. But I want to tell you, when we get back, so do not leave. We're going to talk about alpha and alpha relationships.
Oh yeah.
And that can be friendships, but we're particularly talking about alpha male and alpha female. So don't go anywhere because this is going to be interesting. All right, Ari, you want to take us out?
Back. I am your host, Acacia Estate, here with
April Hogan.
And we are talking about alpha females, but we're finna segue into alpha female relationships.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about, can an alpha female be submissive?
Woo.
You know what? Let me tell you. Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me tell you. Okay.
But you can't even get it out.
Hold on. For she be over this. Oh Lord. Y'all, listen. Okay, so I did find out that I can be. I can be.
Who's listening? Who are you saying that for?
I did find out I can be, but it has to be for the right person.
Yeah.
Because in the past we come across and I'm not talking about an alpha male, I'm just talking about a male in general, that it's really hard for them to take on us because they feel like they can't do anything for us.
Yeah, I know that.
So, and I've had discussions with males about this, like, how do you feel about dating an alpha female?
Mm-hmm.
They feel like there's really nothing that they can do for us. So it's like, oh, well, if she's thriving in this, and she's thriving in that, and she's thriving in this, they need to find somebody that they can, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know. I do know.
You know. So, and then, so, like, being able to just breathe, because I've never felt that before. Just being able to just breathe and not have to be like this thing that we call Superwoman.
You know,
You can take the cape off, you know,
Mhm.
and just be like,
right.
come baby me.
I think this is the thing of understanding though. Submissiveness is a quality that we have as alpha females, but we also have to trust
think
that
it's
when we
deserving.
when we become submissive, can we trust that you've got us?
Yeah.
So it definitely is not something that just
It is
happens.
interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't just happen. It's one of the things to where you've got to show us that, hey, like, if I bow down, if I take my cape off, that I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
So, and it never completely turns off. So it's almost like allow me to be an alpha and you know how to calm me,
Yes,
in a sense.
that.
Right? Because if you know how to calm me, I'll know how to raise you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't try to compete with me. And that's where...
I've had that issue too.
Oh, I
The-
had it.
Why do you want to compete with me?
I was supposed to be on the same team.
Exactly.
You know one thing I hate? Some topics make me very sensitive. One thing I hate is, as an alpha female, and I experienced this a couple of times, it's like if you have a damsel, you tend to alpha male up and help that damsel. Hey, I'm gonna help you do this. I'm gonna take you here. I'm gonna provide here. But that damsel generally doesn't do much to help you back because they're a damsel. They're in distress. They need you to be able to thrive. But when you have an alpha female, it's more like, oh, she got it. So she don't need...
And we don't want to always have it.
Right, but it would be...
Just do it.
If you really think about it, if you would help the woman that will help you...
Look how much further you can be along.
Right.
Like, I don't think some of them understand that.
Right.
And it's not like, and then they're calling us bossy, or you always trying to tell me what to do. No, I'm not. I'm not telling you what to do.
Yes. I felt that.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do. It's something that I know, but I'm not trying to be bossy to you. I just need you to understand that I'm not being bossy to you. I just need you to listen to me, and this is how it needs to go in this moment.
She said, listen to me. So listen, generally, especially an alpha female, if we say it's because we already know. Like I always say, difference. So there is the people who know everything, and then there are the people, so you have some people who know everything, you have people who are never wrong. So I always say, I'm never wrong. I don't know everything, but I'm never wrong. But the reason why I say, right, the reason why I say I'm never wrong is because I generally don't speak unless I know, right?
Yeah.
The difference in knowing everything means you know everything, and no one knows everything.
Right.
So for me, yeah, I'm never wrong. Now, if I am wrong, prove it. But once you prove it, I'm okay saying I was wrong. But 99.9% of the time, I'm not, and it's only because I don't. Yeah.
I apologize.
Yes,
You have to break that stigma. I
this
just had
is
to
my
say it.
thing. My husband will say that I apologize. He says that I never apologize the right way. So my apology, but I think he expects me to kind of be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm more like, oh, my bad. I didn't know. Okay.
I think I've learned to actually say it.
Well, and I can say I apologize, but I even think
sorry,
my apology, he takes it as like he wants me to kind of like rub in the fact that I'm wrong. But I think
That part. Now I said I was sorry. Now, I ain't gonna keep on saying it. I'll take it back.
Listen. so that's I think it's because generally generally, like, and then he's told me this before, like, you seem to always have one up. He said, so when you finally are, I kind of want you to, like,
say it. Say it with your chest.
and when you say it, what'd you say?
You heard it first time.
Right, you heard me. Like,
I'm weak. That is funny.
That's like even topics. If we have a topic that, because generally there's a lot of topics I know about. If we have a topic that we don't know, like he'd be so proud to like be, so. This is how you do
Babe,
it.
let me tell you. So,
right.
you know, now you got a whole layout plan.
Right. Oh, I learned more than I wanted to know because.
Can you just get to the point? Because we're like that.
Right.
We don't need that. You could have left all of this out right here.
Right.
And we could have already been over here.
Right. You're just trying to prove out what you know, guys, because I don't know.
Pat you on the back.
So in reality, in your experience, do you feel like an alpha male and an alpha female can cohabitate in a relationship, in an intimate relationship?
So, if the alpha male has his ways like an alpha female, like we know when we're wrong, we know when we need to, lay back. Because we're talking about a trust. Everything's flowing. We understand we have flaws.
Mm-hmm.
That I think so.
Okay, I believe so. I feel like if we live in our alphaness, which means we really understand what that means, because some people want to be an alpha, and they may be an alpha, but they haven't really recognized their role as an alpha and what that includes. I'm gonna be honest. As much as sometimes I struggle with the alpha male, I can't do a submissive male, like because I almost feel like I'm not getting anything out of it.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I like a
assertive.
someone who can lead. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not for, because I still gotta tell you what to do. Now I'm controlling you. I feel like
It is right.
No,
We
we
just
just said
said right.
and that's no. That's a no. Like even if you're a laid back person, like hey, yeah, have a little pep in your step. You better be able to.
So like,
Speak up.
and
I'm still a woman,
right, and every guy who is laid back isn't necessarily, because my daddy,
My dad.
I love you, Dad. He is very alpha, but he's also very like, you see him and you're generally like, oh, he's really like laid back and cool. But he also is that I do not play. Like I've had to tell people stories like, y'all just don't know. Like, y'all just, I would never see that about your dad. I mean, I love you, Dad.
I have a laid back dad. Very outspoken. Not as in a sense of being loud, but
How he feels and how he feels.
yeah.
And you gonna know about it.
And he'll be like, yeah, no. And he says it in a way that you gotta catch on to. So it's like did he just? Yeah.
Right.
Just take it and keep it rolling.
Right. Yeah. So my dad, I don't know, he's just like, from the outside, you almost kind of feel like, just meeting him, like, well, you might be able to, but then when you actually get to know him, you're like, no.
You
Like,
can't. He's not a pushover.
Oh, not even close.
I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not dating no pushover because
Me
I'm
either.
not fighting for you. Cause you're not gonna fight for me.
No.
And that means you're not gonna fight for our relationship.
No. And I know
And I'm not arguing with your mama. Cause you're gonna.
That's a sensitive topic.
I'm just saying. That's how I feel.
No, I got you. I mean,
It just like you're a pushover. I mean, it ain't gotta be a mama. But if you're a pushover and you're not protecting me, that means you're not gonna protect our relationship, and you're gonna run and tell somebody how I'm being, and now everybody knows our business.
right, and I don't like that either. Like, we gotta be strong enough, and I almost feel like we're getting to a different topic, but we gotta be strong enough to keep us between us, and not that there's not some people you can tell. You may need someone that you can.
No. You got
but
your people.
You also understand who you can and who you can't, because at the end of the day, what it ends up looking like, and me and my sister learned this at an early age, what it ends up looking like is like, I can't, once you decide that you want to be back with that person, I've already cussed that person out, so it's almost like it's awkward. So like, you should be able to tell me,
But you know what too? Going back into alpha females, I think with us though, once we done, we are done.
Yeah. Yeah, and my thing is, I don't even want to make it like I'm that tough because I'll take a lot.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying, I'm saying like once it's like, okay, I'm officially done. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want no ties to you. Don't have your auntie coming over here. I don't care nothing about your sister.
You know, I think the difference, because I think even submissives take a lot, right? But I think the difference is, so a submissive will take a lot because they feel like they need you and they have to take it. An alpha will take a lot because we're fixers generally.
Yeah.
So we're generally trying to fix the situation. We're trying to, because our job, our natural, it's natural for us to say we can take the situation and we can come up with a solution. So we'll stick because we're trying to
solution oriented.
Right. But then it's like when it gets to the point that like ain't no solution, it's time to move to the next. And not necessarily the next
like
guy.
You don't exist.
Right. It's not. I'm not saying move to the next guy.
Yeah.
I'm saying move to the next situation, even if that means me getting back to me for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. I mean, when we're done, I haven't had a situation yet that I went back to.
Me either.
Because I'd seen how hard it was then. It wasn't gonna be fixed.
I don't feel like you're gonna change. Because I took too much trying to help change you. All these lies you said. And you think I'm gonna come back and you still lying.
Right. Still lying.
Still using them old ways. What going somewhere?
Right. Right. So my previous.
Hold on. Wait. But we're good women because they want us back.
They do because they see what they should have seen when we was together. But we also see
for someone else.
Right. So my previous husband, he was a submissive. He was a very like needy, and that's how I learned because we only stayed married 3 months. That's how I learned. I cannot do the submissive guy. Because even as
I got a question though. Like with submissive guys. And you said like they're needy. Are they not doing enough? Like as far as what are you doing? You need to be working? You at work.
So the thing is, he did work, but
so it's like once he was done, you had to be.
But even at work, it was like even the calls and like the text messages throughout the day were like. Yeah, like. And I'm trying to even consider, like, what's considered needy. Because, of course, you're supposed to need your mate, right? Like, and not need in the sense of financially.
Over-excessive.
It is over-excessive. And not be able to make a decision without me.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I would want you to consult with me.
But some things we know.
Right. Like.
Babe, what shoes I need to wear? Shoes. I don't care.
Or I'm an event person. So when I go to events, I'm generally, but to go to an event and it's my event, like, so I have to network. To go there and be sitting on the side upset because I'm not sitting over there with you. Come with me then.
Walk. Talk.
Keep up. So and that's frustrating. Like we got to be able to make moves and it not be.
And the alpha female is always making decisions based upon her territory, like you said.
Yeah.
And what everything that we have going on. So like we try to include at least everybody that we love too. So it's like we're not selfish.
Honestly, 9 times out of 10, I'm not making a decision for me. I'm making a decision based on,
like you said, like your surroundings.
Right.
I guess. Well, yeah. Yeah.
It is. Your surroundings, your people, your workspace, your mental, it's
all of that.
Right, all of that. Like generally, that's
and
why
we've analyzed it probably to the T. So we, for the most part, no.
That's what I said. We don't know everything, but we're never wrong.
But we analyze it so much to the point where it's like, now if this go wrong, now somebody done threw me off.
We honestly need to have an alpha male on here on the show.
I don't even know who that would be.
I know a couple of them. Well, but
you probably know. I don't know none.
I know a couple. And the reason I say is because we're only going based on our situations. I know a couple alpha males, but I don't know their opinions based on what we're talking about. And I would love to hear.
Yeah.
To hear.
Especially like relationship wise.
Yeah.
You want a damsel?
I find, and just my thought, I don't think most real alpha men want a damsel. Because if you have a damsel, it kind of pauses your moves. Like, if I'm trying to get somewhere, it's hard for me to get somewhere if I'm having to come and drag you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think
I think they want somebody that can push them to just as much.
Yeah.
Without you want ours, even if I am the alpha female and then say I'm dating somebody that's doing a 9 to 5. If they're like supporting me like to the T and like just doing like the small things to make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm still doing what I need to do, I love that. Absolutely. It ain't got to be. Because honestly, I think that's how they feel. Like you have to like just go over the top. Like you gotta shoot from half court or something. No.
And
I don't like the layups add up.
Yeah, they do. And what I don't like not being I don't want someone to just support me. I like being able to sit back and I'm watching you. I'm supporting you too. No, support me. But I want to be able to like sit in the background and say, that's mine. Mm-hmm. That's my baby. I'm so proud of you. Like, and if I don't get that opportunity, it's almost like,
you know what, I got a question. Do you think Beyonce and Jay-Z are alpha male and female?
I know Jay-Z is definitely alpha. I believe
they say Beyonce is bossy.
I believe that she stepped more into alpha based on situation. Now, I don't know them personally.
I know, I'm just saying like just off of their careers.
But yeah, I think originally, I think some stuff that she's been through has made her really step into who the alpha she is.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and not saying that she wasn't before. I just think that, sometimes we go through stuff and it's like, okay, so I got to speak for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was stuff with, her career, whether it was stuff with her mate, whether it was stuff with other people, like it trying to come inside the relationship, whether it was the public. Mm-hmm. Some things that I remember one time they had this whole conversation about Beyonce being a diva. She's not a diva, she's too nice. But then after that happened, you seen her really step into, but it's like, but a diva doesn't have to be mean.
Right.
But you kind of force people to feel.
I remember I watched the Coachella thing, and like I said, like it's the difference between being like a B word and like being assertive. And she was like, they were getting ready to set up like the lights and stuff, and he was like, the team was like, yeah, this is what I got, blah blah blah, and she was like, where are my purple lights? And he was like, so, and she was like, I didn't ask for that.
Okay. See, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's on there. She was basically saying, she was like, I didn't ask for that. Can you put my lights how I asked them to
so
be?
She is good. So it sounds like she is good at saying this is what she wants without being nasty.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be.
You don't have to be nasty.
Yeah. Because they say Mariah Carey is nasty. Like she's nasty. Yeah, I've heard that she is. I don't know, but we
don't know the sources and stuff, but people be saying, how they say, people say.
Right.
They say.
Right, they say. So, so that would still make her alpha. You don't have to be like, because I'm not that. Like, I'm not a, gotta yell to make a scene type of person.
I'm not gonna do it.
No.
I got children.
This energy. I
like yelling at my kids. So I'm gonna yell at adults.
Okay, so my kids are actually in here. I would say I don't like it. They might say differently.
I mean, I still yell. I don't like it. But if I don't like to do it to them.
But you know what? What they can't say is they got a lot of butt whoopings.
Dun dun dun.
Nope. Not as many as they deserve. But they will say, like one. All right. That's all I was laughing. So,
girl, you're okay.
So if you guys are wondering, there's a big old bug in here. When we say the real, you guys, I don't like bugs.
Okay.
Make sure you like. I know. She's like, why did you use my shoe? You gotta drag it because it'll. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. So in this room, the alpha is the bug. It's not us.
We have officially become submissive in all ways.
You're afraid to lift it, aren't you? So we will be back. back right after these messages. Okay. Music.
Tune in to Talk Uncensored every other Wednesday, 12 Central. I'm your host, Acacia Este.
I'm April Hogan.
And I'm DJ Ari.
And you can tune in on Instagram. You can tune in on Facebook. You can tune in on YouTube. And soon we will be on Roku TV.
Talk to you soon.
Welcome back. So, we said uncensored, right? That's not just the talk. We want to apologize. There was a big water bug. A big water bug. And I don't do bugs. And they held it together. They do fly. And they're hard to kill. They held it together. I didn't do so well. So I'm going to apologize. Apologize.
They probably saw my face on the camera. I was like, I literally was following it.
The thing is you didn't flinch because I was looking at your face the whole time and I couldn't tell. It wasn't until my head turned this way and and that's when I panicked. Like my heart fell into my stomach for a minute. Like I was gonna get it. And if you guys, so just a little bit of behind the scenes, we have a 6'4" guy right here, where it was crawling by, and he did
Nothing.
So the camera person on this side got up and used Acacia's shoe, and that's the reason her face changed a little bit, and smashed it. But the problem is those water bugs, they flatten, and when they flatten, if you lift it, they're generally still alive. So at break, we needed DJ Ari to come and lift the shoe and make sure we were good. So, thank you. It's been disposed of. So,
Immediately.
what we would like you to do, since we didn't get to finish off the alpha conversation, we definitely want to bring an alpha guy in here. But aside from that, give us your opinions, give us your thoughts. Look, shout out what guy you think should come, so that way we can get them on, whether it's digitally or we bring them here to the studio.
Right.
So, tell me about what you're wearing.
Today, I am wearing the wonderful Euphoria Boutique, who is also a good friend of mine. Her name is Evelyn. She has 2 locations, one in Decatur, Alabama, and one in Madison. And I think she's one of the sweetest people in the world. They also have a food place, a restaurant.
Do they?
El Patron.
El Patron.
Yes. Some real Hispanic, Latino type food.
You know, that's my type of food.
Yes.
And then
Because they're from
Patron.
Cali, so.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So I'm excited to actually get to meet the owner,
Yeah, her name is
Evelyn,
Evelyn.
and to be able to rock some of the outfits.
Oh, yes, of course. Like, they're top notch.
So you guys know where to find them now, and we'll make sure that it's right here at the bottom of the screen with the address and the location, so that way you guys can go and shop. And with that being said, we are so excited that you tuned in to our first episode.
Woo!
We made it through it, bug and all. Every other Wednesday, 12 o'clock noon. Catch us on Facebook, on YouTube, and soon on our Roku channel. Thank you for tuning in to Talk Uncensored. I'm April.
I'm Acacia.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you.